Hi guys, Aces up here for PokeNerve. Just thought I'd do a summary of the challenge while I'm finishing off these two tables. This is the last session of the series. Tomorrow is the day after tomorrow. I go to Macau for the Macau Cup, the Red Dragon, and guess I'll peel one off here. And so I'll be getting ready for that. And so first off, let's take a look at the cash games I played. There was a few cash games that popped in over the challenge. Just small stakes stuff. I just like to sort of keep working on my cash game, and it's deep stack, so it's good practice. But always small, just because the main focus is the tournaments and not cash. So just small stuff that's pretty easy to beat and play, where the players don't really challenge you that much. After watching some Run It Once videos recently, I saw a lot of river check raising and overbetting on the later streets, especially in the 500 Zoom pool on PokerStars. I was watching Inner Sign, some of those guys, Source, do some videos, and I noticed those games, although there was some soft spots, did look pretty tough. But if I wasn't playing tournaments, that's probably what I'd be looking at playing, something like that. But I definitely have to, be a big shift for me, going over cash game strategy, moving away from tournaments. Yeah, anyway, I digress. So the cash games, you can see, were pretty wavy. There were some spots where I had some really sort of nasty coolers and just downswung pretty viciously a couple of times. But overall, we're supposed to be up 7BB 100, which is, a pretty nice win rate. We're only playing in a $50, so it's pretty small. But, 7BB 100 is pretty solid. I feel I could probably maintain that, maybe increase it a little bit up to about 8 or 9, but I actually only ran it like less than a BB 100. So basically, for those that aren't sure what I'm talking about, this is the win rate that, long term that I'd be at, is making 7 BBs per 100, per 100 hands. So, however, I ran badly, basically, is what this is saying. And 2, 5, 4, 5, I think we can follow that. Basically, I ran badly and only ended up 5 BB, half a BB per 100, per 100 hands. So, yeah. Yeah. So up in the cash games, the worldwide ranking, I've just loaded the page now. I ended up 279, so I didn't quite get there. My target was 250. My volume wasn't as good as I would have liked. Definitely could have put in a bit more volume and some, other sites and some bigger games and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I must admit, getting ready for Macau was did hamper me a little bit. Like, I didn't get in a Sunday session. My Monday morning, Sunday moons, because I was just too tired from grinding the other day in that big session where we ended up coming second heads up when I lost the queens to the twos and said I was demoralized. Not because I cared about the money so much. I mean, it would have been nice to win it, but more so just because it was such a long, grueling session and it wiped me out a bit. So I definitely wanted to just do a light session today. So I didn't play the Sunday moons. I started late. Just played a few tournaments. And so didn't quite get to the world ranking 250. Did pass the 3.6 million though, which is a challenge we had. Passed that pretty comfortably. Lifetime total of tracked caches. There'd be more caches than that, but ones that are tracked on Pocket Fives is 3.6 million. So we passed that one. They were just sort of some little fun goals. Obviously, I didn't really get multi-site, so couldn't really go for a triple crown. But the big one, I know what you're all thinking, is the big one. Did we get the 50k? Well, let's find out. Let's go advanced search, and let's search from the start of the challenge until today. And the start of the challenge was December, I think it was the 12th, right? Let me just double check that, guys. Pretty sure it was the 12th. Where are we? Hang on a second. Yeah, from the 12th. Okay, so from the 12th to current, that looks right, doesn't it? Yep. Here we go. Did we get there? More than 50k profit. $55,700. So pretty solid. 30% ROI. So not. I mean, sorry guys, I'll just play these hands. Hang on. See bet 5-6. We can peel one off there with the back doors. Well, when I say back doors, really just the back door straight. I guess I just check. Hope it checks through. He's gonna have a lot of like 10 jack, king jack, jack queen, whatever. Yeah, so average stake $42, 30% ROI, pretty solid. I feel like I can sustain that. The games I played. At this time of year, the games are a little bit tougher during like W Coops and stuff, but at this time of year, I think that's pretty reasonable. 56k. Biggest score, of course, was 28k in the Bounty Builder we won. That was like a no-look call, wasn't it? I just saw Ace King and didn't even see the action really, but it was a bit of a no-brainer off that stack size. But I hope this is not a sign of things that are going to happen to me in Macau. Not running very well today. Probably Queen 6. It's a close one. Yeah, so I mean, we also had a nice score in the 15k in the 215 6 max. Chopped that one heads up. 5.5k big 109. 6.5k mini Saturday we came second. A few other scores here and there. We won that $22 Bounty Builder for 6.7. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it was pretty solid work. And we got there. So, I mean, that was the main target, was just to make that money, and we did that. So I feel like, ready for a break now, ready to take on Macau. Yeah, try and crush them live. And then after that, I'm not sure what's next. Probably come back, and if I do set myself some more challenges, I don't know if they'll be monetary based. I mean, I think getting more than 50k in 2 months is a little bit unrealistic. If I could go for like 60k or 70k in 2 months, but that's starting to get a little bit unrealistic with the schedule I play. I'd have to be playing all sorts of, the big 1Ks and whatever else I can find across all sites, ACR and everything. And that's really opens the door to massive variance, which I don't really want to endure. So it probably wouldn't be money based. If it was something, it would be like I'd try to get to #1 in Australia, or I'd, over a few month period, or try to get to like the top 50 in the world or something, or, something fun like that, where I can just sort of play my normal schedule, but have a challenge in the background to make it a little bit more for motivation and for a bit more fun. Maybe try to get a Triple Crown or something. But for the time being, that's not really possible, just because of it's really a bit hard for me to move money at the moment, which is one of the reasons why what really hampered me this series was Neteller and Skrill aren't being offered. They're not offering their services to Australian players or Japanese players. I reside between the two countries, and unfortunately, they're not offering services to either country. So it's been very difficult for me to move money around. And anytime I've wanted to play on Triple Eight, I've sort of had to email a friend or Skype a friend and say, hey, I want to play on Triple Eight. Do you want to swap some money? And swap little bits here and there. And it's just a really annoying way of doing it. So I've hardly played, as you know, on anything else other than PokerStars. There was a little bit of party, tiny bit of party, a little bit of 888, but yeah, that's about it. So mostly just played Stars, which is why I couldn't go for a Triple Crown, and probably did hold me back a little bit from getting, maybe some better results, especially since Party Poker had their poker, the Power Fest or whatever it's called, Poker Fest, and Triple Eight Poker had their XL series, which I couldn't play that many of, but I did play a couple of, including the main. But maybe that'll be, in the future, that I'll have better ways of moving my money around. Maybe there'll be, a better system or something. So Or maybe I'll have a European address or something, find a way of getting a European address or something, because Europeans I know can still use Skrill and Ned Teller, no worries. So they've got it good. Ace King here. No, not looking good. King Ball. We run last. We get $50. We've got 50 chips left. Yeah, I think raise call with King 10 is probably the play here just because of the knockout value. It's probably better than just shoving because we keep the ranges a little bit wider. You know, they might jam like all pocket pairs and some ace X's and stuff. If there was no knockout, I would have folded, but I think with the knockout, we can't quite fold. Also, these guys are pretty loosey-goosey. But yeah, not having much luck today. But nonetheless, we've accomplished what we set out to do. So yeah, feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, until next time, this has been Aces Up for PokerNerve, and I will just say a couple of things actually before I finish up this tourney here. The first one is that I apologize that I didn't get to stream more, and I know there was a couple of big scores in there that I didn't actually get on stream. As much as I'm feeling pretty good now because I'm sort of shifting back to day shift, I was really struggling for a while there on the night shift schedule. I was having a lot of energy drinks and coffees to get through sessions. I was feeling okay physically, I guess, for the most part, but mentally I started getting really drained. And a couple of times I fired up the stream, and, you know, I just couldn't concentrate. I also had some technical issues, and I felt like it was really cutting into my ROI significantly. So apologies for not being able to bring more action, but at the end of the day, we've still pieced together sort of, I think, about 8 sessions or so. You know, the main thing is that the decisions in there, although I don't ship things in there, the decisions are in there that allowed me to ship over 50k in 2 months. You know, the pre-flop decisions, the hand ranges and post-flop and the river play and whatever, it's unchanged. The only thing that's really changed in those sessions is that I didn't run as good as I did in the other sessions. So although it is fun seeing, you know, a 28k ship, you know, you're still getting to see, there's still some, you know, other small results, including the second yesterday we got, although I did get pretty frustrated at the end of that. But yeah, I mean, you know, the style of play is pretty much unchanged, just the luck. And yeah, on the final note, if you are going to set your own challenges, keep them realistic. 50k is definitely pushing it. It's not something that I would try to do all the time and say is easy. I'm not going to pretend that anytime I want to, I can make 50k in 2 months. The idea of it is to set yourself a target and go for it. And sometimes you're going to get it. Sometimes you're not. I did have to play 2,351 tournaments to get there. You know, I did have to get a couple of decent scores to get there as well. But 30% ROI, I feel that's pretty realistic. So we didn't do anything too astronomical. It was also the soft time of year. So, you know, we had a lot going for us. I was also running bad for, you know, any of you who watched the stream saw me losing consistently like 20 plus all-ins in a row at the end of last year. And I really felt like that was going to have to shift. I mean, you can't go on losing 20 plus all-ins in a row for that long because it's just mathematically very difficult to do so. So I did have to feel like it was going to shift. And it did, you know. I started winning a few flips. I started getting a few holds, and it made all the difference. So I think that's enough now for now, guys. This series, that's it. It's a wrap. We got there. We did good. And have fun in your own challenges. And I will try to do my best in Macau, represent PokerNerve, and do my best. And I'll be back grinding straight after that, back on the virtual felt, doing battle, and eventually at some point I'll probably come up with a new challenge. So farewell. This has been Aces Up for PokerNerve. Thanks for tuning in.